Yo, what up, Internet? Welcome to Bricks and Beer, episode 84. That's a lot of episodes. Cheers, everybody. Welcome back to your mom's favorite podcast about Lego and beer. Today's beer, wherever the fuck you are, is the Stone Brewing Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. Stone is still doing this upside down label thing, and I fucking hate this. It's dumb. It's super dumb. Because I want to read what your beer's about, but I also don't want to pour the beer on the ground. And even after I finish the beer, you don't want to hold a beer can upside down and dribble beer all over the place. It's gross. Nobody wants that. So I would tell you about this. I could do the confused dog thing. It's a hazy IPA. It's good. It's kind of fruity. My voice is going, so I don't know why. I don't think it's the Rona. I think I'm okay. It just started right when I hit record. So we're going to get through it. I'll just drink some more beer, and you guys will make do. So, today's episode, it's going to be a big one. Got a lot of builds. Got a lot of things going on. It's another one of those theme months. I guess that's what I've been doing lately. I didn't really know I was into this kind of stuff the way I apparently am. So there was, of course, Shiptember, the big gray ship over there. And then Mechtober, which I did twice. And then November, so there's Vic Vipers. And then nobody does anything during December because it's December. And then January rolls around, and then that's Dronuary. So it's like robots, drones, I like robots. Robots are fucking cool. So it's drones. Chappie. Humanoid scale robots. Kind of has that, Boston Dynamics creepy steez to it. It's robots. And it's been around for a couple of years, so I've done a bunch. They're all kind of like the ones I've done before, basically humanoid. They're kind of based off of a generic frame. So here's a DJ one, here's a nurse one, here's one with computers for a face, lots of computers for a face. And I've done all kinds. There's the big one. That's the one that everybody loves, Big Blay. That one's pretty fucking cool. It was published in a thing over there, which is cool. Fuck yeah, robots. So this year, kind of feels like the 13th month of 2020, to be real with you guys. But that's okay. We're just rolling through it, and we went hard this time. So 31 days in January. If I get my ass together and this publishes before midnight, we'll have made it. This will have gone up in January. But I did it, dudes. I did the thing that nobody asked me to do. Just be an overachiever. Go extra hard. So I built one a day for 31 days. Well, I cheated. Because some days I built multiples. And some days I posted multiples. So we're going to go through them. You'll check them out. Hopefully you like robots. If you don't, get the fuck out of here. So we'll go chronologically. Because I basically posted them in the order I built them. And it makes sense. And I'll show you what each of these little dudes is about. So here's the first one. This little white dude. He's pretty cute. He's got a cute little sticker. And he's got these Nexonite shoulder pieces. These come from the little robots. You can't see this for shit. It's that part over there. See? Little Nexonite robot dude. And so I wanted to use them forever because it's a fucking awesome part. They're weird. They're rubber. So that makes it kind of weird to work with. They have really great friction because of that. There's some good hand feel with this dude, which you guys, I guess if you build your own, you could find out. So I built this dude, and he's great. He's kind of the thing that started it all because he's small and he's easy to make, and he's cute and kind of just has a little personality, and I was like, fuck yeah, man, I'm gonna make some robots. I'm gonna make him some buddies. And as soon as I posted this, Jeff was like, among other people, was like, "Oh man, you're getting the Silent Running vibes." And Silent Running is a movie from the '70s that I've never seen. It has like triangle robots. Yeah, they're goofy a little bit. They're rad, but they're goofy. And then the other thing that I know about the movie that I've never seen is that the spaceship is called the Valley Forge, and it has like plants in greenhouses. It's actually kind of hard to find a like image of the spaceship. People in the model world, like the model building world, are they're really psyched on this ship. So here's a model, I guess, so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, biodomes. See, biodomes, and robots. So that was kind of like one of the things that subconsciously was lurking in the back of my mind when I'm building all these dudes. And then just ordinary robot kind of stuff. A lot of Star Wars inspo. Like it's kind of got like a little R2D2 vibe going as well. There's pretty cool comics for Star Wars back in the day. Droids. So this dude's like roughly inspired by this ball dude over here. This is from some like I have like 2 Lucy issues of this Droids comic from the '90s, and it's apparently been one of those things that like crept into my brain and just stayed there and needed to express itself in Lego form. This was number 1. We'll move on to number 2. He's a little buddy. He's a little welding buddy. So see, he's got his little welder. He's cruising along. He's got his little mouth. And at this point, I kind of start, imbuing these guys with some personality and little traits and want to know about their world and like what their lives are like. And I just kind of imagine that they're just sort of like normal dudes, just doing jobs, being fucking robots, just at the water cooler talking shit about FR 4K or whoever. And it's again got kind of that little bit of the Silent Running vibe, a little bit of R2. I mean, it's literally using R2 legs. And I like this like 3 wide kind of vibe. It gives it a little bit different. So I wanted to build, a variety of sizes and types and whatnot. So I got 2 little dudes. So the third one, she's a little bigger. Here she is in all of her goofy glory. I'm really trying to stay away from like flat out combat drones. I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a cop out. I want them to be more cartoony, goofy, and everybody in like the office has different jobs. You all don't do the same job, so like legitimately, there's probably going to be one that's a more military version. So I kind of got out of the way a little early, and I really struggled with like trying to keep it simple, but then add details. It's got full articulation and whatnot. And here comes my dog interrupting the podcast. Come say hi. Okay. So yeah, we got this one. It's a military one. She's kind of big. She's got little T-Rex grabby arms. One thing that I'm particularly happy with is the toe spacing here. It's accomplished through this 1x2 plate here. It's a round plate trapped underneath of there, so you can turn these. They have a little bit of a radius, which because you can kind of like jockey it out a little bit, it just gives a little bit of a gap. It's kind of cool. So that's number 3. 3 out of 31. Chugging along, folks. Number 4, mixed it up again. Did a little more humanoid of a thing. So here's this cool dude. I imagine he's like the guy that you see at Starbucks who's too old to be cool, but is still cool. I also imagine he can like acapella scat, but with beeps. This is a sticker on his face that is not a print. And he's got this super cool head. It's the punchy fist from the Ultra Agents drill fist, punchy McPuncher or whatever. I love that part. It's super rad. And like the previous drones, like the aforementioned DJ drone, they were kind of more in this style where they're like robots trying to blend in with humanity and like adopting goofy human mannerisms to like soften their mechanical edges for the meat bags. So he's got a hat, and then I was like, man, I'm really not into this style this year. I'm more feeling this goofy like silent running style, and so I ran with it. So here's number 5. I'm gonna lose track. I'm just gonna say the next one from here on out. He's a little yellow dude. He's kind of minion looking. You can see in that photo there, he's more minion looking because he's got the raccoon face mask. I have since altered that, but I really, really dig his little roller skate feet. It's great. These legs are the minifig scale bionicle legs. They're actually used backwards. That's the knee there on the back. You can pretend you know what this is, and you can see. I guess you could look at that photo. And I like that this guy's got the mouth. He's got the grill tile mouth, so it like gives him a little more personality. And again, back to the 3 wide kind of like little universal goofy drone look. So yeah, he's goofy. He's rolling. They see me rolling. They hating. You know that song. Next up, again, mixing it up a little bit, we got a quadruped. And at this point, 2 things have happened. Number 1, I'm caught up on The Expanse. It's a great show. It's in space. Number 2, Jay from Arinda, a.k.a. my homie Maro's father-in-law, sent me some new parts. And these have this excellent, excellent new part. And there's a whole bag of new parts. So see this crazy thing? It's a Batman part. And it comes in a poly bag. The poly bag looks like this, but it's not this one. This is the other one. There's 2 different ones. The one that this is from is vastly superior because it comes with a bunch of other pieces and like just game-changing pieces in general. So I've used a bunch of them throughout all of these, which I'll point out after I'm done burping. And, as we go. But this one uses this particular piece. And this piece is fucking legit. You can clip on the backside here, too, which is, like, super clever. I guess it's so, like, Batman can do the, thing. And he's got a crotch claw because he does. And also, I should note at this point, I'm doing these, and they all have these little eyeballs, and these eyeballs have little pupils or irises. And what this is a cut piece of flex tubing. Flex tubing. This stuff. It's like bendy pneumatic tubing. Here, you can. It's like a teeny tiny straw. And it's cut up. Chop, chop, chop. I don't feel bad about that because long ago I went to Legoland, California and got access to their model shop. And this shit just comes on a spool. It's like 1,000,000 feet long. And they literally just do the same thing. Cut it to length. And so I don't even really give a shit about like cutting it to like stud lengths. I used to be like, as long as you keep it in the Lego system, then, whatever. But like, it's fine. It's fine. So that's what these eyeballs are. This is a piece of yellow flex tubing in a black hollow 1x1 with then a tile on top. So moving on. We're getting weird. Here's this bro. I think he took the wrong kind of electricity. That's a sticker. Obviously, it's not a print. I wish it kind of was a print, but it's a great sticker. It's from some sticker sheet. And you can tell I'm basically aping the whole thing. And one of the things at this point I should mention is there's definitely another influence that's at play here. This dude, Keith Haring, he's known for like drawing weird babies and wolf dudes and shit. I don't know. It's one of those things that like I was exposed to when I was really, really young as pop art, and I was exposed to a very, very particular piece of pop art, which was a functional piece of technology, which motherfucker I got rid of. Look at this crazy radio, dude. I used to listen to 91X on this radio. It had one of those antennas that like pull like the 5 extensions, so it's like 3 feet long out of like a 6-inch box somehow. And it's goofy as fuck, man. So obviously, that's one of those things that again has been like percolating in my brain and then just explodes into the Lego. By the way, I can never afford that again. I can't buy my childhood back for that price. Fucking crazy, right? Who knew I had like an exclusive piece of pop art that also was a functional radio? Oh well, stands the time. Stands the time. So we got Mr. Electric Kool-Aid. There's not much to say about him, to be honest. He's a dude. And then we move into kind of like, you know, we're still mixing it up. It's getting weirder. We're coming in with a flyer. And this one is solely based on using this super rad fan element. Like I said, it comes in that one poly bag. Not this poly bag, the other poly bag. It's super hard to look up on Bricklink because there's like 7 elements or whatever in this bag, and they don't list the bag as one thing. They list each of these individual pieces. The other piece that's in here is this silver sort of like T-wrench piece. And this shit, this is like what I'm talking about, man. Like this is the game-changing shit. It's got a hollow stud. It's got a bar at 90 degrees. It's got this hex, which is like super clean, and it's just, man, it's like everything you kind of wanted for years and years. I feel like yet again, this is one of those things that like you give it enough time, and Lego will just deliver. They'll just make you what you want. So yeah, he's a little drone dude. You know, I took some photos outside. They look cool. We were on a hike. Speaking of photos outside, there's also this dude. Doop. The other thing, as I'm going into this and I'm realizing that I'm going to build one of these a day and I'm posting one a day, that I'm just making like dumb captions for them. It started with like just making beeps, like beep, 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 boop, boop. And then I was like, man, maybe I'll just make sound effects for every post, which I failed on. I didn't, but most of them. So this one, we were chilling at the beach, me and the wifey, and I was like, what should the sound effect be? And it was doop. So that's this dude. And that's a sticker underneath the eye. And this is, again, that same kind of scale, Bionicle. This is actually the proper Bionicle. This is Revenge of the Underground, whatever, the Hero Factory. That's the fucking thing I'm looking for. This is the Hero Factory. This is the Bionicle. You can see the Bionicle is way more whack because it's like fixed pose and whatnot. It kind of works for this dude because you don't really need this dude to be articulated. He just walks around making his dupe noise. Again with the antenna. He's got a little bit different antenna. But they're all got antennas because they're all part of the hive mind. Except for the next dude. But maybe he's got a hidden one. So the next one is this dude. Little purple bro. This has a different variation of that piece. Let's see, it's a L. L for super logical. I don't know, live and uncut people. That's what it's fucking for. L for live and uncut. If I was a jerk, I would edit out that part of me being weird and awkward, but you get what you get. So anyway, his little purple drone. He's got his little eyeball, his little dome. It's got a little vent in the back. And again, these new little Batman pieces, shout out to B and Jay from Arinda. Like, dude, just drove so much of this. Like, I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like, gonna make some drones with new parts. And this is one of those things that, like, it's kind of the perfect thing for me because it's like a small build that you can do that's like not a lot of effort. It doesn't take a lot of, you know, planning and logistics and engineering. You just fuck around with the parts and you build yourself a little robot and he beeps along and you're done. And it's fucking great and it's awesome. So yeah, you know, January, build some robots. All right, keeping it moving. I guess this is going to be a longer episode than I planned. So the next one is a big one, and I thought at first it was going to be the biggest one. It's not, but it's pretty close, and it's again inspired by these droid issues, these Lucy droids. These ones, they're the only two I have. Droids number 5 from 19 something. Obviously, 19 something. When the fuck is this? 95. I was 13 years old when I got this. So you remember the first dude? This dude. Here's that dude. See, they're R2 and C-3PO are in some wacky adventures, and they meet this dude. Deep. See, that's great robot noises there, man. So anyway, that's Droids number 5. And then the one that really has been fucking baking and simmering and percolating is Star Wars Droids Special. I guess this is it. This is the only one. And it's fucking clearly they're in Jabba's palace. And I don't even remember that much that goes on in this, except for the fact that there is my homie, the one, the only, the super badass IG motherfucking 88. But the thing that's most really important about this is the sketches in the back. And look at how fucking awesome this dude is. This is great, man. It's like, particularly I love the scale, and I love the commentary that these are little cuddly merchandising machines, and that this is a big nasty droid up here. And he looks horrifying, but he looks purposeful. You know, and it's got cartoon steez to it. So it's clearly not in the same realm as, like, you know, some of the other fuckery of Star Wars droids. It feels a little more like Toy Story, a little more animated, but it's great, right? And so this, I'm guessing this also came around circa 13 years old. Oh, hey, same year. So I've had this fucking brewing in my head for 25 years, apparently, and needed to build it. And I kind of did. Built a version of it. So here he is. The fucking Destructo Demolition robot. Yeah, he's pretty great. He's great. He should have been wider. Like, he could have been bigger. He definitely could have been bigger. His claws could have been a little more imposing. I still like him. I like him a lot. He's got like a little, you know, tank thing on the back. He's got a waist swivel. You know, when you get to this scale, I feel like you can't really have an excuse for not having knees. Like this, you can get away with not having knees because you're like, whatever. Again, look at the dumb silent running robots. Dumb as in I love them. This you really need, like, I built this first without knees, and I was like, that feels like a cheat. That's a cop-out. That's whack. And then, of course, the big challenge for this was the mouth, and how to make the mouth work without there being, like, there is a huge gap, but it was more huge before, so... there's also this, you know, if you want to close it down, the top one is also articulated. just enough, just slightly enough. So when he's closed, and his grill is closed, he's doing all right. Um, but if you open it up, you get the full destruction fire mode. It's great. It's great. Metal. Um, yeah. So this was the first big one, and I like him. He's great. So moving on, we got more, and this definitely like that radio I was talking about earlier. This is personification, one and the same. I like his weird little stilt legs too. This one, he's just got a super creepy vibe to him, which I dig. It's all right. It's all right. Keeping it moving. We're gonna start speeding up. I'm realizing I'm fucking barely through this, and I have a lot of robots. The next one up, olive green. Again, the military, but trying to like sort of limit my military. Like it's so easy to just slap guns on things and shit. So I wanted the more sort of military-esque versions of these guys to kind of jive with the fucking super goofy cartoon versions. So we got this dude. Again, he's using another one of those new fabulous Batman pieces in here. You can see this hinge. It's wild, dude. It's got like a bar and a hollow thing, and like, man, it's like that polybag. That's where it's at, man. That polybag is fucking great. Using the roller skates for little guns, and had to put the star. It's also got a little triangle there for military markings. Not much. I mean, there's not a lot to say about all of these, to be honest, because it's like you see the photo, you get it. He's a robot. He's doing his thing. So that's that one. And then again, it's like you're building a lot of these, and you're building them every day. So it's fun to do variations of things, but it's really boring to do like route repetition kind of things. So again, mixing it up, zooming in on the scene. It's this little dude. I love this dude. He is great. It's on one of those like micro hero Marvel DC superhero bases, and it's got these little wheels, so he rolls really well. It's like really satisfying. I'm on these calls with the bros all the time, and I'm just going like do the entire time because he just rolls. Look at that. It's great. It's great. So he's kind of like a mouse droid. He's doing his thing. They see me rolling. They hating. Nexonite shields, ingots, same antenna as the rest. Little angled action on the antenna for match the angles and stuff. I also like the offset eye. It gives it a little bit more personality. And at this point, I'm getting into these. So I built this one without actually having seen the silent running robots. Like, people had told me that, and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember. They were like rectangles with feet that didn't work. So I built this dude, and this is got a lot of the silent running vibes. I also liked that he kind of had pyramid vibes without knowing about the silent running vibes. So I took a photo on the beach. Yeah, there you go. It's a photo on the beach. Again, new Batman pieces. This is that. Oh no, this is not. I lied. This is not new. It's old. You could use the Batman pieces there though if you wanted to. So yeah, there's not much to him. It's a little goofy. He's a little Fifth Element-y to me. He kind of has like the weight, just visually. He's got some beef to him. And then we just, some of these are gonna not be winners, guys. Like, I'm pretty proud of all these except for this dude. He's not great. He's okay. He's seen some shit. Again, with the Nexonite rubber shoulder bit and the inkwell. Game changer. So 3 wide. That is a printed bit underneath the dish there. And then there's also, you can't see it in this. Maybe you can see it in the photo. It's the Arkenstone. That's what the tile is on top of there. It looks like a TIE fighter cockpit when the camera focuses, which it's not going to do. So there you go. Yeah, he's all right. I want him to be taller. That was kind of like the gag, was that he was going to be taller, but he just ended up being a little weird. So I'm not really feeling this one. Out of 31, I'm okay to just have some that phone it in. It's fine. Next up. I like this one. The Precious. So, a couple of things about this. Number one, it uses this new piece. This is this, and I've talked about this in the C-Lab one. It's a minifigure stand. And this one comes with the bee dude. You know, the bee dude. This dude. You know, not the bees. So it's in gray, and you get two of them. So I was like, fuck yeah, I need to make some ankles out of that. Again, using that Batman bit. This other poly bag does come with this gray, or this circle. That's all silver, but matte silver, which I actually find way more useful than chrome silver. Let's be real, flat silver is the best. Fight me. So he's got this industrial fan, which works real well on this, man. Real well. And then there's two other things, which are, you know, kind of the joke about it. But the little T-Rex grabby arms. So like on this one, you know, mechanical grabby arms. This one, color matched grabby arms, because they're from Golem. And then because Golem, he's got the one ring on the eye, the Precious. And yeah, you know, he's cool. He's doing his thing, again, with the antenna. And then we'll keep it moving. We got this dude, Spider Bro. Spider Bro does what a Spider Bro can. He's got these long skeleton legs underneath it here. That's actually what these are on. You can't really see. Maybe you can see in the photo. And it's very Tachikoma-esque, obviously. And this one's a little played out. I built this one rather early in the chronology of building these. And it just didn't do much for me. But, you know, it was all right. It was good enough to post. It made the count. So then we got this dude, the Kegbot. Kegbot's pretty cool, man. I dig him. He's got these paint rollers for legs, and I feel like you can hear the legs. You know what this sounds like, right? It's not quiet when this dude's like walking across the warehouse floor, and he's got, you know, his taps and his dials and his pressures and whatnot. This is the Clayface color. I believe it's medium nougat flesh something. I don't know. It's the Clayface color. You know what that color is. So that's that dude, Kegbot. And we're gonna keep it moving. Cruising along. Now with tripods. Courtesy of, yet again, another one of those new Batman pieces. It's super rad, man. Super rad. That whole poly bag is like a game changer. I guess that's the big takeaway from this episode is, if you want to build some fucking robots, buy some Batman poly bags. It comes in 3 sets. So this dude, bright light orange, cruising around. It's got tippy taps. Printed R2 face thing that I got from Lug Bulk. I have a bunch. He's a robot. That's it. So that brings us to the next one. He's a little different. He's also a little weird. I mean, they're all weirdos, right? They're all fucking weird. But what's different about this is it's not fully my design. It's a Cubot. That's what Cubot is. This is what it looks like to build it. I guess I'll put a link below. This is my Cubot. Little dude. Whoop, whoop. You can kind of see that. He's got a light. See? Courtesy of the light brick in the back. Again, same antenna. They're all in the hive mind. And he's got this is where I confuse the other dude. These are again those like spanner pieces underneath here for the legs. These are the Batman spanners. And what I really like about this is that there's a texture difference because it's the hexagon. So then you put the round next to the hexagon, and there's like a subtle difference there. It's just a little more mechanical detail. It just ups that minutia of detail a little bit. So that's my cube boy. Boop, boop, boop. Next up is another weird, kind of creepy, again, Keith Haring kind of thing. This dude, you know, he's got a little bit of a badunkadunk. He's green. He's weird. I photographed this one on purple, which was a bad idea, but you know, whatever. It's fine. And then we're building up towards the end of the month. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And one of the fuckery things that happened was I didn't start posting these till a little bit into the month. Like I was behind by 4 days, 5 days, I think. 4 days, I guess. Yeah, sure. 5 days. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So I knew that if I were going to post one a day, I obviously would not be able to post 31 models. And that was the goal. So I was like, I got to combine some shit. So here's a 4-in-1. They see me rolling. I love this dude so much. He's so rad. So he's a little truck bro. You know, he's just rolling along. Again with those Batman fan pieces for the wheel hubs. And what he carries with him are little road bots. Because I imagine he kind of like drops these off on the freeway and they like fix potholes and shit. And they're all just little goofy one-eyed monocle bros. And there's 3 of them. And they're their little gang of road bot duckling bros. So, you know, you can put them in a gang. And, you know, they look like that. And they're goofy as fuck. I mean, obviously. And, you know, the truck itself is actually really clean. Like, I dig this just as a little truck deal. I put 2 antennas because I figured like he needed to connect to the hive mind and then he needed to control these little bros. You know, putting story into these little tiny builds. They're cruising along. So that's a 4-in-1. And I really like the concept of that. I was like, fuck yeah, man. And these originally were going to be like little cargo bots. I was like, maybe he's carrying cargo containers. And I was like, no, man. Like this is, you know, I live in LA and I drive on a lot of freeways. And there's a lot of fuckery. And like every once in a while you just be driving, like especially in the middle of the night. And like it's just a convoy of like weird construction shit. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? I imagine this is that dude and his homies taking care, keeping you safe, I guess. So next up, a little bit of a departure, a little more weird dude. We got a quadruped, but he's got the War of the Worlds kind of, you know, tallish vibe, and he's got his big creepy dome head here. This is a Scala dish in gray with a turntable top there. What I really like about this actually is there's these tiles here and they kind of match up a little bit but not perfectly with everything else, so there's just kind of like layers of curves and stuff, you know. It's very matrixy. It's got some little things, so you know he can be both tall and squat. He can do both. He can do whatever's required. Whatever's required of this dude, he can do, which is great. You know, he's all right. We'll talk a little bit about this guy in the behind the scenes DVD special after the credits thing that's coming up. Stay tuned. So next up is a Star Wars thing. Doesn't come from these. It comes from this. This is a Telosian tank droid. I didn't know this was a thing until Zach gave it to me. This is apparently very rare. It's 57 of 60. That means there's only 60 of these that they made. I don't believe there's only 60. But it's okay, because I made my own. So this is 61, or 29, or 28, or whatever number droid we're on. It's the big one. It's the big one. I thought this was going to be the big one. This is the big one. See? They're pretty close. And he's definitely this. He's 100% this. He's a little chunkier. He's a little wider. He's a little fatter. He kind of does have that droid special vibe, you know, the thing. Remember? Yeah, that one. See, that one. It's pretty good, man. And he's hefty. He's a hefty boy. Like, this weighs a lot. And he's mostly hollow in this big giant box thing, but there's so much going on here that it's just like, it's massive. In comparison to something like this, you know, he's quite imposing. He's pretty big. His legs can spin all the way around. That was not intentional, but it's fun. And he's got articulated toes. They don't articulate a lot, but they do. And he's basically a statue. And that's kind of okay, because that's kind of what he's supposed to be. You know, he's just the big, dumb, quiet guy that's there. So I imagine, like, the water cooler talk is pretty interesting, because this dude just is, you know, like, uh-huh. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. 3 more to go. This one might be my favorite. This is the beach cleanup bro. He's got treads. He's got claws. He's got these old school classic space claws. He has some cuffs. He has some disco cuffs via tires. So, you know, he's got wrist cuffs. And then he's got the dumps. The dumps. See? He's dumping. But yeah, you know, this one's pretty fun. And my favorite thing about this is this little combo of these modified tile bits. It's just good with the light placement. And I had fun. You know, we took him to the beach. He looked great. You know, this is like, I suck at photography, but natural outdoor photography usually comes out most of the time. And when you can use the terrain to your advantage and you can make things scale, it looks fucking great. And then because we were on location, you know, we had to do our own little beach cleanup as well. And we got some trash. You know, it's good. Clean your beaches. Don't be an asshole. Rule 0. Y'all should follow that. So that's beach cleanup, bro. He's great. He's coming at you. He's cleaning up your beaches. Yeah. This is an actual TIE Fighter dish that's actually printed. That's the TIE Fighter cockpit for his little face. And this is that prefab little bit, which I really dig, this roll cage bit. It's like, I feel like it's one of those pieces that Lego came out with that people were like, it's over specialized, it's whack. Like, keep hating. All right, so that's fucking 29. That means 2 more. 2 more, and we have done 31 flavors of robot fuckery. So here are the last 2. Recon, exploration, team up, bro time. Oh yeah, it's a twofer. So let's talk about this little rubber. There's sand blue. That should be the first thing that's pointed out, which is glorious because everybody loves sand blue, including these little hubcap deals. He's got his little spoiler in the back, these little bits. And then when, we need to take to the sky, split up. I love toys that do that. Like, it's a very toyetic thing, I feel like, to have a combo, a 2-for-1. So here's his little drone buddy, his little flying drone. I mean, they're all drones, so I guess they're all drone buddies. Pew! He's flying. He's flying. He's got a little, VTOL action. He can change this at whim. And then he's got a little driving buddy. They team up. There's this little charging port deal. I really like these pieces. I've always liked these pieces a lot. I think they end a lot of like interesting angles, like things that aren't quite Lego, but obviously are. It doesn't match up with the rest of the slopes per se. It's like interesting stuff. So fucking A. Whew, 31. 31 robots. It's a lot of fucking robots. It's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe too many. So that's fucking January. This is a long episode, I guess. I guess all these episodes are long now because I'm doing the thing where we're combining and editing and being fancy. I hope you motherfuckers appreciate it. Speaking of appreciating things, I do appreciate you guys. So I'm going to show you even more robots. Even more. So here's one that didn't make the cut. He's pretty cool. He doesn't have the goofy eye. He doesn't jive with this. So that's why he didn't make the cut. But I felt like he was worth building. He's got, again, some of those new fancy Batman pieces and shit in there because he's all flat silver. He looks cool. There's a moody, cool photograph of him. He's alright. And then I'm going to show you something. It was not a good idea. It was not a good idea. So I knew I needed to catch up for time. Hence the 4-in-1 and the 2-in-1. But the 2-in-1, instead of doing this, I looked at all these different ways, or at least I thought about all these different ways. How do you combine 2 robots into 1 robot? I was like, well, you can do the pants shirt thing, which is essentially this, except it's flyer, wheeler, wheel pants, wing shirt. That's their unofficial names. Or you could do they split vertically, left side, right side, those 2 dudes. And I was like, well, maybe I'll make a weird crab thing. And I can combine them, and then the separate crab things can combine, and they can transform into bipedal normal robots. This is the least disturbing version of this that I came up with. This crazy tango thing. Originally, their heads were on the sides, so it was even more crabalicious. And originally, their heads were much different. Remember this, bro? He had a twin. He had an aborted twin. Cause this is no good. Nobody wants this. This is the thing of nightmares. And then this is the least disturbing version, where they are connected via the back, like Siamese twins. Before, they were connected via the ass, which was even more disturbing. So yeah, this was a failed concept, but it's here for you guys to laugh and point at if you would like to. I actually don't feel like the individual robots are that bad. They're a little goofy proportional wise. They look very Mixelish, It's still not good. Still not good. So this was a much better idea. Wing shirt and wheel pants, or whatever the fuck we're calling them, it's a better idea. So yeah, I guess that's it. 31 builds, 31 robots, month of January. It's done. Dronuary. Did you build some robots? I hope you built some robots. There's a thing for February called February. I'm sure I'll build a rover. I'm not building 28 rovers. That's fucking dumb. I'm also not building a Rover with 28 wheels. That's also fucking dumb. I'll probably build one. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks as always for hanging out. I hope this was entertaining. It's been a month. It's been a year. It's been a year and a month. I hope you're doing okay. I'll see you in the future. Cheers, everybody.